It will come as quite a surprise to many people to learn that the so-called lunar landscape of the Burren supports such a rich tradition of farming. A story of a people and their place spanning almost 6,000 years. We have this information from pollen records and archaeological excavations from sites such as Paulnabrone, which prove that Stone Age Burren farmers kept cattle, sheep, goats and cultivated basic cereals. To facilitate this new use of the land, prehistoric farmers gradually removed the existing cover of pine-hazel woodland, an act which scientists now believe contributed to the extensive loss of soil from the area and the exposure of the skeletal karst bedrock underneath, yielding the distinctive limestone landscape we cherish today. Burren farmers had to adapt their farming systems to cater for the unique nature of their local environment. The lack of water in summertime may have led to one important innovation which still survives today, that of winter grazing or winterage. This system involves herding cattle onto the relatively warm, dry Burren hills in winter, when water and food are plentiful. Outwintering livestock graze back rough grasses and scrub, a nutrient-poor but mineral-rich diet which produces quality animals at minimal cost. The annual removal of this herbage prevents the Burren's rich flora from being shaded out, while the fact that cattle graze in winter means that there is minimal impact on the summer flowers and their attendant fauna. For the farmer, this was a very low-input system, with minimal use of fertilizers, foodstuffs or machinery. This unique tradition of producing quality meat while sustaining a rich biodiversity continues to this day, though some modernization has occurred. While today's Burren farmers mainly specialize in the production of quality beef for export, the old tradition of sheep farming is still practiced on the fringes of the Burren uplands, particularly in areas of South Galway. As with goat farming, however, the high labour requirements and poor prices have seen a decline in sheep farming in recent years. A handful of Burren farmers still milk cows. Fewer again milk goats, in stark contrast to the times past when most farmers had small dairy herds with which they supplied the local creamery. Similarly, the common practice of keeping a small garden and a few fowl for the dinner table is rarely practiced these days, though villages such as New Quay, Kinvara and Ballyvaughan still produce high-quality vegetables, available for sale at the newly resurgent local farmers' markets. Generations of farmers have also shaped the archaeological landscape of the Burren in a very profound way. Prehistoric farmers built megalithic tombs and giant stone cairns to bury their dead. Circular stone forts were constructed by farmers to protect their livestock from raiding parties and wolves intent on plundering the Burren's renowned agricultural produce. Farmers built thousands of miles of stone walls to manage herds and define land ownership, while rainwater harvesters and shelter walls were built to sustain and protect their herds. These assorted structures collectively represent a stunning cultural legacy. They relate a fascinating story in stone and are a major source of attraction and intrigue for hundreds of thousands of visitors. At this time, only a few hundred farmers remain to uphold the Burren's ancient farming traditions. Most of these are beef farmers who keep herds of suckler cows on winterages, selling off the young weanling calves for export to the continent in the autumn. Very little dairy, sheep or tillage farming is now practiced in the Burren. Many farmers now farm on a part-time basis, finding that they can earn a better income in nearby towns and cities. The use of slatted housing and bales of silage are beginning to undermine the relevance of the winterages as the low-input farming systems of the past struggle to compete in today's efficiency-driven agricultural society.